You have seen it. AI in your toaster, AI in your therapist, AI this, AI in your burrito. This is enslopification, and it's the reason why one of my favorite study sites got turned to slop, and I want to show you that today. Enslopification is when capitalism meets AI hype, and suddenly everyone and their cousin shoves AI into the next product that they release. We have Microsoft giving us new Copilot features that none of us asked for, a random AI startup saying that we need a new chatbot for this feature, but the worst part is how it affects students currently. First is the big guys, and then it came for the good sites, things like Dig that were ruined by spams, ads, and huge paywalls, and now the tragic state of Google, which is just AI slop with a hefty side of misinformation. But the worst thing is when it hits sites that students actually rely on and care about, which is Oneprep, the OG free SAT resource that had no ads, no upsells, no paywalls or subscriptions whatsoever, and then somehow a few months ago, this whole website changed. We had Blue Book questions that started being called Navy Book on the site. The question bank started changing. It was arranged differently. We had open source questions. We had AI generated questions. They claimed to have no subscriptions before, and now every single page says that it's upgrade now. And the vibe when you go and try and practice is completely dead. Trying to mute the chatbot that shows up to give you advice. Now, how did we even get here? MD Abdullah was the creator of Oneprep originally, who used and sourced Blue Book questions, but then we had Revision Dojo come in and acquire the entire thing. That is exactly the culprit of who brought the slop. Revision Dojo started doing a bunch of sloppy stuff like astroturfing, where on Reddit, people would ask for good SAT resources, and holistic, realistic, authentic people would come in saying, hey, use Oneprep. And we all thought that those were real people, but it was not an actual grassroots accumulation of credibility for Oneprep. Revision Dojo also entertained UGC advertisements and started ticketing high subscription rates for students who wanted access to all of their features. The questions started becoming AI generated and borrowed from Princeton Review, which we all know do not really reflect the Blue Book at all. It really goes to show how much this site deteriorated. So what is left for you SAT grinders right now this summer? I would say stick to the SAT question bank at its core. It is the only thing reliable, and you should go to this high schooler's website called satquestionbank.org, which I think is really good for simulating that same UI that you need. Khan Academy, obviously a great pick. Definitely go and use that. Use great creators on YouTube that are making videos to help you and not to just try and farm content off the SAT. Sites like Oneprep have just been turned to slop trying to gather as much profit as they can. At this point, all these sites are just becoming mid overall. Let's hope enslopification doesn't take over everything that we deem good on the internet, and drop a comment as to what you think is next up to get enslopified. As always, stay safe, stay studying, and avoid the slop as much as you can. Peace out.